Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the plant room. So today I am going to attempt to do, I guess, an up-close view, show you what I have inside of one of the cabinets. I had mentioned in a previous video that we were going to do one of the cabinets in the living room, but it's kind of dark over there, so until I can figure out the lighting, I figured I'd start with one of these since I said I would. I don't know how this is going to turn out. I am going to do my best to give you close-ups of the plants without having to pull them out of the cabinet for your viewing pleasure. But real quick, I thought we'd start with these two since they're rehabs and they live way back in the camera and I'm sure I'm not going to be able to get close-ups of. This is my Hoya. That's another thing. Be prepared for me to butcher these names. I promise you I'm going to try, but I'm going to butcher them. I'll turn it around so you can see. So I had a cute little plant of this and I think I overwatered her. So I am trying to reroot it. Reroot it. This is Engleriana, I think is how it's pronounced. So I had 3 little stems in here and only one seems to be prospering. I'm happy with that. Yeah, so this is one of them. And then this is my Hoya Tenjongensis. I could say that because it's cool. Tenjongensis. Anyway, yeah, I underwatered her. So I am trying to rehab the stem that I have in here. Get it a little closer. That's what she's looking at right now. She seems to be doing okay. I can see it rooting. So wanted to show you those two. If you like this type of content, stick around. We're going to get up close and personal. One more thing. No comments about anything, dirt, gravel, whatever you see in there. We're just looking at the plants. Anyway, if you like this type of content, stick around. This is the cabinet that's directly behind me. And first up on the list is this Nova Ghost. She's very pretty. I love the coloration of the leaves. This one started as maybe a 2-3 leaf cutting and I did struggle with her, but she seems to be happy now. I think she's finally acclimated. She was slow to grow, but she's doing really good. Then right behind her, which I'm not sure if we're going to be able to see, is that baby hickory. Or hookery. Let's see if I can get the camera to focus. There we go. She's really little, so she's in the cabinet because I don't think she would survive very well out of the cabinet just yet. Just waiting for her to get a little bit more growth on her. And then right here, sun stressing beautifully, is my Ganungading. I think I said that right. I like saying that. I love the sun-stressed colors. The leaves get so very red. It's very pretty. Even when it doesn't sun-stress a lot, the leaves are still very, very pretty. And then right next to her, I have another Publicaix. This is supposed to be that Hawaiian flush or royal. She, for me, has been very, very slow to grow. I have maybe 2 or 3 leaves on this. I purchased it as a cutting. She's well rooted. She just isn't growing. I don't know if maybe she's getting too much light or what the case may be, but yeah, that's her. And then over here is a Hoya Stargazer. Now, this one is really cool. The leaves are like really fuzzy. They're really cool. I don't know if the camera's gonna don't mind my nails now. Don't know if the camera's gonna pick up that texture, but it's fuzzy. It's really neat. Then right behind her Now, that leaf was always scarred, but she's been treated, and as you can see, the new leaves don't have that scarring. I'm not even going to try to say this name. I'm going to just show you. Now, as you can see, this was gifted to me as a cutting, and she didn't do well in soil, so I put her in pond, and she rather seems to enjoy that. It's a pretty plant. I gravitate towards the larger leaves. I like the small leaves, but this one is really gorgeous. Pretty veination, nice big juicy leaves, black margin when she gets sun stressed. Very cool. And then over here, I have another one that I am trying to rescue. I purchased this and it just wasn't doing well. So I did put her in a humidity cup. Let me see if I can pull her out to see if I could bring her back. I didn't write the name on it. I don't remember what this one is called. I probably have the tag somewhere, but she does seem to be doing better. I can see some new growth. So I think at the end of the day, this one is one that's going to be saved. And then right next to her, I have a baby Wellingery and Anthurium. Very, very small. Bought her as a plug. She's doing really well. She's put out 2 leaves. Let me back up a little bit. 2 leaves in my care. This is the last one. And then you can see she's got a new growth point there. She seems to be happy. She's in the cabinet simply because she was so tiny. But she's rooting really well. She seems to be really enjoying the cabinet life. At some point, she will come out of there. So moving down to the second shelf, this right here, I'll show you one of the, is the Sumatra Caudata Silver Splash. Now, she's okay. She's growing fairly well. Her leaves, the silver splash I can see. It's really like silver speckle. I wouldn't call it splash, or maybe you could call it splash. I don't know. But this is another one of those that has that fuzzy texture. And it's really pretty. It's an interesting plant. I like the ruffles along the edge. I think that's kind of cool. Very, very pretty. And then right behind her, right here, is a is that the, no? A little further down, let's see. Right here. Finsomii. I know you guys know what I'm saying. This one's pretty. This one flowered for me, and the cluster was a round ball of green, which was really cool. She seems to be very easygoing. I think she could probably benefit from a little bit more light, but she seems okay back here. And she probably needs a repot too. She's been in that pot for quite some time. I'll have to make a note to myself to check her. And then way back there, I can't remember the name of this plant right now, this Hoya. It's on the tip of my tongue, but for some reason it escapes me. But it's really a nice one. It's another one that has that fuzzy leaf syndrome, and she grows really well. She's pretty forgiving. I really enjoy that one. And then, let's see. Let me focus down so you could see. This guy right here. I gotta say, out of all of, well, no, I've had some tough Hoyas. This Hoya for me has not been easy. This is that, let me just pull the name out. I'm sure y'all are tired of me butchering these names. That's what this is. This one came with 2 leaves, what you see here and what you see here. I've had her since April of 2024, and all I have for my efforts is this one leaf here and this leaf here. It's a pretty plant. She's just very slow to grow for me, or maybe I just don't have her set up in the right conditions. I'm not quite sure, but I don't know. If you guys are growing this one, let me know. Maybe I just need to change up where she is or the lighting or something, because she's really, really slow. All right, moving down this way. So this is the Patricia, Hoya Patricia. Now I gotta say, I do like this one. The leaves are really pretty. Anything white that you're currently seeing on my leaves, that is just sulfur as a preventative measure. But the leaves on this one are really pretty. They feel good too. That's another thing. I'm sensory, so the leaves feel really, really good. And it's different. As they get bigger, I guess they get this wave in them, which is kind of cool. Then this guy over here, let's see. This one has a weird name, so let me look, because I wrote that one down. RHM 2201. That's what this is. And yeah, the leaves are cool. It's almost like he's got biceps. Not biceps. What? Six pack. I like the faint lines in the leaves and the way she curls, and almost looks like a supersized bay leaf. But it's a cool plant. Do you guys know what causes these spots? I'm starting to think maybe that's just me underwatering or inconsistent watering. It's the only leaf that has that, but I had not seen that on my Hoyas before, so I was just curious if you had. Then next up over here, so this guy, I was growing him trailing. This is that Hoya, Varieties. So originally he was trailing, and that's why this leaf looks upside down, because I put him on the trellis, but he hasn't righted himself the correct way yet. But let me show you one of his latest leaves. Isn't that a beaut? It's pretty. And I know if you're not a Hoya head, you're probably saying to yourself, oh, the leaves look the same, but they really don't. The leaves on each Hoya are very distinct. They're very different. This is a pretty one to grow. I like the leaves are thick and waxy. Well, that's where they get their name from, the wax plant. But yeah, the slight splash, the slight detail is very pretty. And the bigger they get, to me, the prettier they are. Okay, moving down to the last shelf. And forgive me if you hear a little grunting. So here we have, I'm not going to try to say that one. I'll move my finger so you can see it. This guy he's so easy to grow. He doesn't complain. He just lives down here. Every once in a while, well, I pull him out maybe once every 2 weeks or so, but every once in a while I have to pull him out sooner. Oh, look, guys. I see a peduncle. Hold on. You see that? Let's see if I can get it to focus. Right there. There's a peduncle. Yay! But yeah, super easy to grow. I love the leaves. She grows like wildfire when she gets started. It's just a pretty plant. Oops. I had to make myself a little bit more comfortable. All right. This guy right here, he hasn't been with me for too long. Remember what I said, don't look at the mess back there. Hasn't been with me for too long. It's an interesting Hoya. I like the fact that the leaf shape is a little bit different than what I currently have. Let me pull out the name so you can see. So this is the Hoya Archibaldiana. I got this one on Palm Street. It was one of my first Palm Street purchases. And I think it's a very pretty Hoya. If you like the long leaf thing, I think you would like this one. It's very cool. Then back here, slide him over a little bit. see if I can shift them around a little. Not much. Okay, hold on. Try to get in here closer. It's always a challenge. Okay, so this, I had a Hoya globulosa, and there was a different name for that as well. Hoya globulosa and Hoya villosa. At one point in time, this was early in my Hoya journey, I thought this plant was one and the same. So I ended up putting them together. As they've started growing, I don't think it's the same plant. The leaves seem to be a little different. That's really pretty the way the light catches that up under there. But the leaves are a little different. This one feels a little fuzzy. Well, they both feel fuzzy. I don't know. Do you guys think those two are the same plant? I'm starting to think that they are. I'm not seeing much different in the way that they grow or in the leaf structure. So I'm going to continue with my mindset that they're the same. And if they aren't, they seem to be happy growing together. So I'm okay with that. And then this is a Hoya induensis. I think I said that right. Let me focus on that name a little bit. So this one is cute. I like the little ruffled leaves. I just think it's really cute. That's all I got for you on this one. The leaves are just tiny and they're cute and they ruffle around the edges. I think that's adorable. And now that I look at her, she's putting out some new growth here. Let me see if I could turn her all the way around. This new growth looks a little different. I see one more turn. The leaves look a little larger to me, but they still have the same shape, which is really cool. Then back in that corner back here, this is a Hoya filiformis. Let's see, I didn't put a date on there. This one too has been kind of easy to grow. The leaves do have a little bit of splashing on them. I wouldn't say that it's silver, though it's hard to tell with the sulfur treatment. But unfortunately, she got a little close to the grow light there. But it's a pretty Hoya. It's one of those, for me anyway, that grows without much issue. It's kind of like plug and play. Just make sure she gets water and she's getting light, and she seems to be happy like that. And then the last one in this cabinet is this one. Now this one, for me, has not been an easy Hoya. I do believe when I got this one, she was already, how do you say? Make sure that gets back in there. She was already suffering from battles with mites. I've had this plant for quite some time now, and she just won't put out leaves that aren't wonky. That's why you see she's got all of this sulfur on these nubs right here, because I think there's something going on. I recently put her in a pot it was just a wee bit bigger than she was. It's a pretty plant. I really do like the leaves, but she just won't grow for me. She put out recently, I think I've had this plant since 2024. I think in the time that I've had her, I may have gotten maybe 3 or 4 leaves in that time. It seems as if you could tell, let me turn it back around. You can tell that leaf right there is fairly new. But the last time she put out a leaf recently, it just shriveled up and died. So we'll see if this one actually hardens off all the way. I don't know. If you're growing this one, give me some tips. Maybe maybe the soil mix is too chunky. Maybe she needs something a little bit more dense. I'm not sure. I can see there's new growth trying to happen down there, which is kind of cool. But yeah, this is one of the ones that I have a problem with. And I just recently put her down here on this shelf at the bottom. Had to show off the little owl. At the bottom, she was closer to the top where she was getting more light, but that didn't seem to help. On the contrary, that's when she lost the last two little leaves that she tried to put out. So I figured she was getting too much light, so I moved her down. So that is what's in this cabinet that is typically directly right behind me. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. Be right back. Hey guys, so those are the Hoyas and a couple other plants that live in this cabinet right here. I hope I did a pretty good job of giving you a close-up of those leaves and of the plants and the names. If you've got recommendations on how you'd like me to do that different, drop them in the comments. I thought about pulling them out and putting them on the table and then putting them back in as we went. That just seemed like a whole lot to do. This was the easiest way that I could think of to show you, but if it doesn't work out, or if you think I could do something a little different, don't hesitate to let me know. So I appreciate your time. I'm so glad that you stayed with me. I hope you made it to the end, and we'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with a friend. Talk to you guys real soon. Bye.